Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you lovelies in between, it's time for you to ask the real questions, the burning questions, the questions that have been on your mind for the top people in Rec Room. That's right, we're going to be talking to you tonight on Pillow Talk. Hello and welcome to Pillow Talk, where we talk to the most important people in Rec Room, you. And tonight we've got the spookiest characters out here in Rec Room. Tonight we've also got all sorts of characters to talk to, including, but not limited to, our first special guest, Wixor.
What's up,
You
everybody?
recognize this character from the Varelli Estates. Oh, sorry, we had that glued to the table. Too many people have been stealing them, you know.
I'll just drink some real water.
It's always got to be something. So, Wixor, you've got all sorts of things coming down the line for Rec Room. What are some of the big projects that you've got planned coming up soon?
Alright, so should we talk like long term or like short term, like within the next few months? Because I've got some pretty big projects planned, but I'm kind of waiting to get other things out first. So where do you want to start?
Absolutely. Let's go with the ones that, let's go with the short term. What have you got releasing here soon?
So short term, very soon. So as you all know, or some of you may know, there's a creator contest going on right now. I'm currently working on 3 rooms, a quest room, a game room, and a PvP room. And those will be out, hopefully, by the start of the play phase, which begins November 6th. So hopefully by then you should see like 3 new rooms by me, and a handful of other creators. But the one that I'm really most looking forward to is the quest that we've been working on.
Really?
It's been, so basically you're these robots stuck in an underground facility. It's controlled by like this, it's kind of a similar plotline to Portal, but without the portals. It's a completely different aesthetic, and the gameplay is, it's gonna be exciting. I don't want to reveal too much.
Gives you, am I right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. There's so much that Rec Room's been adding. Like since I started playing this game, like the amount of content they've added, and not only the content, the abilities they've given us, like through circuits, like CV2. That's just revolutionary. Like CV2 is like a whole new game, which is why. Some other projects aren't for the contest, but you might be familiar with my SCP rooms. Very soon, I'm hoping to do a new SCP room. Probably going to collaborate with a few other creators, but we're going to make full use of the new circuitry and all the new content. So I'm really excited to get that out too, because I know
you're kind of meant to
I've
be
been
in the
making
crowd, not over here.
since like
I'm recording.
and I
I'm
know
recording.
that people always enjoy them, and I think we can really push this next one with all the new technology we have. And then
And we can't wait to see it. But I'm guessing it's going to be further than November, right? I'm guessing it's somewhere in the next year?
yeah. So it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. Is Juju in here? Where's Juju?
That's right.
Yeah, Juju. This kid's been asking me like consistently for like 3 months to make a new one, so I'm finally gonna do it. I think we're ready.
Perfect.
And so I hope to have this out by the end of the year. I would have liked to have it out by like Halloween like this time, but the con showed up, and so I've just been really focused on that. So yeah.
Life happens, am I right, folks? You get plans up, and then things just keep getting in the way. It's always
I'll tell you, every time a contest starts, it's always like the worst timing, because we've always got like these different plans, and then a contest drops. Usually I don't do them. This is actually the first contest I've done in like a few years. I think the main reason I'm doing this one is kind of just to return to the scene, just because I haven't done one in a while, and also because the payout and the rewards are I think significant enough, and
absolutely.
Contest rooms aren't always fun to work on. They're definitely a huge pain in the ass, especially around this time, like near the end, where we're kind of rushing to get everything working, and it's definitely a challenge. But I think if all goes to plan, it'll be worth all the work we put in.
And if it turns out anything with the Varelli estate, it's going to be something everyone's going to want to see. Wixor, thanks so much for coming out on the show, and we can't wait to see your projects down the line in November.
Sweet.
Hey, don't hit anyone up,
If you
though.
wouldn't
Don't
mind
hit anyone
exiting
up.
this direction.
Don't hit anyone.
We'll see you next time. You never know who's going to show up on the Pillow Talk show. Up next, we've got a crowd favorite, someone we absolutely love and adore. Someone that we've all seen out in the event scene. It's Joshy VR. Welcome to the show, Joshy. How you been?
Pretty good of yourself.
Oh, you know me. Just getting through the weekend, swinging the events myself, and just getting ready for Pillow Talk. But I know that you've been out there at the events pages. What are some favorite that you've seen being created these days? And why are they military maps? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, they are militaries. I do enjoy going to the militaries and having fun there with a whole bunch of power-thirsty little kids thinking they can run the games. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Now, when it comes to the military maps, is there a specific aesthetic, timeline? What are some of the things that you're looking for in your military maps?
I have military maps I go for is just whatever's popping on the new page, what has numbers, who's going to what. It doesn't matter if the theme, just which one has people in it.
Exactly. It's all about that popularity. Isn't that right, kids? But Joshy, I've got another question here for you, and I'm sure a lot of people have been asking this, but I've been kind of wondering this myself. If you wouldn't mind answering us tonight. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Depending on how big the woodchuck is, I'm assuming he can chuck a lot of wood.
And there you have it, folks. A lot of wood's the answer. Joshy, thanks so much for coming out onto the show. It's been an absolute blast having you out here.
Yep.
And if you wouldn't mind, be sure to look out for him over in the events pages. And if you find him in the marriage maps, it's just safe to do what he says. Am I right, folks? Up next, we've got another favorite. Created some of the maps that you've been in yourselves. It's Bear to Bear.
Well, how many people?
Welcome to the show, Bear. How you doing tonight?
How many people is
Doing
That's
absolutely
These are big creators.
great.
Right, this is the last
These are
one.
big
That is wonderful to hear. Bear, here you've got all sorts of things coming up for Rec Room. But we're kind of interested about your upcoming rap album, combine the likes of Mongolian throat singing with country music. How do you do it? What's your process? Take us behind the scenes.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And we've all been there, am I right, folks? So, Bear to Bear, we want to know more about you. We want to know more about your upbringing. And what was it like being a single child with 37 different siblings? And how did that affect your choice of tire brands growing up?
Well, I'm just gonna say how I got into Rec Room. I think that's simpler.
Interesting stuff, Bear. But we got time for one last question here tonight. And I know Lex has been asking about this one. Bear to Bear, we want to know in your own way. Rock, paper, or scissors?
Oh man.
And there you have it, folks. Bear to Bear. Give it up for him, everybody. It's been a pleasure having you out on the show, and can't wait to see you next time. You've been an absolute blast. We can't wait to see you out in the events pages. If you wouldn't mind exiting this way. Love you. This guy right here. It's an absolute blast having everybody out tonight. But our next person is someone we all know and love. Someone we can all relate to and really come together with. And it couldn't happen to be the next person up. Hello, Cameron. Welcome back to the show, Cameron. How you been?
I've been pretty good. How about you?
Looks like someone's been to the Wonka factory and came out a little purple. Tell us about this costume you got going on.
I love it. I bought it yesterday at in the rec center. And it looks pretty good. I'm actually wearing it on right now. It looks pretty good in that 87.
Oh yes, absolutely. Vault 87. Go ahead and look it up in the Fallout universe. It's an actual thing. But Cameron,
Right.
we want to know more about you this evening. We hear you've got big things planned for Rec Room, and why it involves being a rodeo clown for the local mafia. Can you tell us about that?
Actually, I haven't planned on it, but I do have a couple plans for Rec Room. So I'll be going to the Luxy nightclub tomorrow night for the Halloween
Nice,
event.
very nice. Oh,
And
absolutely.
so I think I might be doing an event tomorrow night at my place. I don't know yet. I have to wait until I get confirmation for that. But yeah, I'm doing
Oh,
pretty good,
absolutely.
so.
Make sure there's a date under both arms while you're at it. Am I right, folks? Okay, Cameron, we got time for another question here for you tonight. And I've been kind of wondering that myself, but where do you hide the pickle these days?
In my fridge.
And there you have it, folks. If you have a pickle, just put it in the fridge. Cameron, thank you so much for coming out onto the show.
Thank you, man.
It's always great to see you, and we'll probably see you after the show. Toodles. Up next, we've got a crowd favorite, someone who's been with us since the beginning. And if you're looking to be on the show, simply enter these lines right over here. But up next, it's... Limesicle Oculus! Welcome to the show, Limesicle.
Hi.
Limesicle, we've heard all sorts of things about what you're working on for this season, but we've got to know, when it comes to cooking that entire 4-course meal on your forehead, what are some of the motivations behind a particular stunt?
Not really sure.
Just a spur of the moment thing, huh? You saw the inspiration out there and you went after it. It can strike you at any moment, folks. Be ready. Well, that's all right. Let's meet the Limesicle here today. More about you, back when you were just a lime who wasn't frozen on a stick. And we hear that it was difficult growing up with an extra pair of arms. Can you tell us all about that?
Well, it's definitely cold where I live.
Oh, absolutely. It must have been. All right, Limesicle, we got time for one more question here tonight, and I know Juju's been asking about this one. So, Limesicle, tell us tonight, what is the Wi-Fi password out here? I haven't been able to get my watch to connect all night.
I have no idea what the Wi-Fi password is. Completely.
And I hope you wrote it down, because we're not going to repeat. Limesicle, thank you so much for coming out onto the show. Put it here, pal. And if you wouldn't mind, aim it this way.
Oh, I'm getting between the chairs.
We'll see you next time. All sorts of interesting characters coming out tonight, which includes, but isn't limited to, our next person up, Ghost Pad.
Oh!
Ghost Pad, we hear you recently died and became a radiated skeleton. Can you tell us what it's like sending radiation out there for people?
It is very horrible.
Oh, I bet it is. Isn't that right, folks? But Ghost Pad, we got all sorts of questions here for you tonight. So, Ghost Pad, we hear that you had difficulty coming up with an extra belly button, and now that you're a skeleton, you don't have those problems anymore. Can you tell us about what it's like having 2 belly buttons?
He's got 100K on this.
Very hard growing up, honestly. It wasn't that noticeable,
absolutely.
but I got picked on every day at school. True story.
Goodness gracious. That must have been horrid, but you get a successful skeleton we know and love today. Okay, Ghost Pad, we got time for just... Sorry, go ahead.
I've also, I'm not just a skeleton. I can also be a skeleton builder. I've builded stuff before.
Bet you do. Most everybody out here builds, but when it comes to skeleton builders, ooh, now there's a commodity. So, Ghost Pad, we got time for one more question with you here tonight. And I've been kind of wondering this, but Lex also brought this up earlier. Ghost Pad, tell us here tonight. How much Norris could Chuck Norris chuck if Chuck Norris could Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris could Chuck as Norris could Chuck. 472.
And there you have it, folks. 417 Chuck Norrises. Ghostpad, thank you so much for coming out onto the show. I'll put her there. And if you wouldn't mind exiting this way, give it up for Ghostpad, everybody. Up next, it's an absolute favorite, someone we all know and love and can definitely relate to. It's Blue. Give it up for Blue, everybody. Welcome to the show, Blue. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Pretty good. Thank you.
Oh, it's absolutely a pleasure to have you here. I have so many questions here for you. But the real question, and I'm sure you get this all the time, but please, tell us here tonight, what's it like being Blue?
Pretty great. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Amazing.
But the song goes, I'm blue, if I were green, I would die. Is that correct?
It is
if
correct,
you were green,
yes.
you would die? Oh, goodness. We'll make sure you're not green with envy here tonight. So, Blue, we hear you've got all sorts of things ready for Rec Room this season. What are some of the things that you're working on?
Well, I'm not really going to say exactly, but, I'm working on a
No
few
spoilers
maps.
just yet, folks. Just teasers.
I'm doing a few other PvPs right now. And I really like mini games, so I think I'm going to stick along making mini games. Yeah.
Oh, mini games are a heck of a lot of fun, especially when they're in random succession. Am I right, folks? So, Blue, we got a couple of extra questions here for you tonight, but I've been kind of wondering myself. Tell us, paper or plastic?
Plastic.
Interesting choice. Controversial, but you know how we love our controversies, don't we, folks? Okay, Blue, we got time for one last question. And I know everyone else has been asking this themselves. Tell us, where is Waldo?
He's right
Where
behind
is he,
you.
Blue? Oh, I knew it. That's not Waldo. That's Michael Myers, star of Austin Powers films. What are you doing to me, Blue, you kid? Give it up for Blue, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out to the show. Ooh, let me read his message. Aw, dang. Oh, that's all right. We'll worry about that later. Blue, you've been an absolute blast here on the show, and we can't wait to see you again. The exit you're looking for is right over there. All right. On with the show. Our next person, absolute wonderful favorite. Someone we can all relate to and adore. It's...
No, what's up, man? Okay,
Jux Boo! Welcome to the show, Jux. What are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Dude, you said that was lots gone, bro.
Hey, you're in a party with the one-time rapper.
Oh, that's great to hear, Jux. Are you in the same room as your microphone by chance? It doesn't exactly sound like it.
Yes, I am.
There he is. So, Jux, we hear that you're brothers with the fabled Chris, someone who we've all met around in the event rooms. What's it like being the brother of an event hopper these days?
Not that bad. Just
Hey, Sparky,
sometimes
don't do,
problems
that,
happen.
Don't do the first Halloween.
Get over it a lot.
Oh, absolutely. It happens with any sling pair. Am I right, folks? So, Jux, what are the ways that you get back at Chris these days when he's being extra annoying?
I'll do Ghost. The second one.
I'm not actually.
Oh, that's all right. You don't have to tell us everything, and we need anyone getting any new ideas. Am I right, folks? Okay, Jux, we got time for one last question. Now, as the brother of Chris, how does he help you with being alive?
Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to you being best brothers with Chris, how does he help you enjoy being alive?
Yeah, we help each other a lot sometimes.
Are you sure of that one?
Give it up for Chris and Jux, everybody. All right, you crazy scoundrel. Head off the stage and get back to work. We'll talk after the show. You're wonderful. All right, up next, it's someone that we all know and love. Someone that we've all met out on the paintball course. It's...
Oh, hello.
SonicGamer.exe. Welcome to the show, Sonic. How you doing tonight?
Hi. I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just great out here at PillowTalk. So, Sonic Gamer, we hear that you're the Sonic that's doing games these days. What are some of the games that you enjoy playing out here at Rec Room? And why is it paintball?
Maybe because I like seeing the paints in people's face to see how they feel about it.
That's completely understandable. Be sure to wear eye protection, kids. Guys coming for you. So, Sonic Gamer, let's take a moment here and talk about you. We want to know more about your upbringing and what it was like growing up with an extra nostril coming out of the nose. Can you tell us more about that?
Wait, my parents told me I have an extra nose. I didn't know that.
No, yes, absolutely. It was around here. That's why you're wearing the mask. Or is that not public knowledge? I'm sorry about that, Sonic.
I don't think anyone was supposed to know about that. I don't think anyone was supposed to know that.
Oops, spoilers. Be sure to tag the
He's looking for my search history.
So what was the question?
My search history. You've been looking for my search history.
I have not been looking through your search history. I have people for that. I don't need to look at anything these days. It's brain. So, Sonic, we got time for one last question with you here tonight, and I'm sure you're the person to talk to because of your love of chili dogs. Now, considering that a taco is ingredients covered on three sides by bread-type objects, isn't a hot dog technically a taco?
You could say that, yeah. You technically could kind of say that. It's got like the same amount of stuff on it. It's got, for like a hot dog, it's got like the hot dog and then whatever you put on top of it, which is one. But like a taco, you can put whatever you want on it. So, kind of, I'd say.
Exactly. But then we have to worry about whether or not it becomes a gyro, or is it a gyro? Is it a gyro? Either way, points. Give it up for Sonic Gamer, everybody. Hey! It's been a pleasure having you, and we can't wait to see you again. If you wouldn't mind exiting this way. Oh, give us 1 second here. All right, let's get on with the show. Up next, we've got all sorts of characters out here tonight, but not limited to, none other than Zomball. Welcome to the show, Zomb.
Hello.
Now, are you the actual Zomb, or are you the alt version of Zomb?
I got my nickname from like 3rd grade. I used to play video games a lot. I still do. I had like, you know, like an alt out, and that's like people been calling me as, so I keep it.
Interesting stuff, Zomb. Now let's talk about you here for a moment. Now, as a zombie, you used to be alive. We hear that you used to sell bootleg DVDs at the White House when you were still alive. Can you tell us all about that?
It's a very complicated job. It's hard to get in.
Oh, I bet it is, but we got time for one more question with you here tonight, and I know that this fellow over here has been asking about this one. So, Zom, tell us here tonight, is Ratatouille technically a mecha film?
I don't know how to feel about that.
Because you have the rat hopping onto the meat golem and using it as a giant robot. Is it technically a mecha film?
Yes.
And there you have it, folks. Ratatouille is the first robot film that Disney's ever produced. Zomball, it's been an absolute blast having you out here tonight, and where did he go? Security? Security? Zombie on the loose? Anyways, we got a couple more people before we have to hit the commercials. Up next, we've got another classic character. So we've had on the show repeatedly. It's Withered Rose. Welcome to the show, Withered.
Hello.
It's an absolute blast having you out here tonight. How's that microphone treating you? It sounds like you're going through a tunnel. Are you doing okay over there?
Yes, it's just on PS5, and the PS5 is very horrible.
The Completely understandable. That's the reason why no one has PS5s these days. So, Withered Rose, we want to know more about you and your upcoming
personally
project.
attacked.
We hear that you're going to be making a new fragrance centered around the smell of green beans. Can you tell us all about it?
Well, I hope to make it like public, like properly, like out there in commercials, not just like, you know, you go to those like really deep channels on like TV. So like mainstream, like maybe like.
Completely understandable. Everyone got that? Good. Excellent. Withered, we want to know more about you. Before you became Withered and back when you were first blooming. Tell us here tonight. As a single... completely understandable. Sometimes you just gotta meet yourself out on a talk show. So, Withered, back when you were growing up, we hear that you had difficulties growing up with an extra set of butts. Can you tell us all about that? Interesting. Oh, I have no idea. Okay. We're getting into TMI information. I'm sorry. Oh, absolutely. I bet it is. Okay, Withered Rose, we got time for one last question with you here tonight. And I've kind of been wondering this myself, but... Let's see here. There we go. I know that Jux has been talking about this one particularly for the past day. Withered, tell us here tonight. Why did the road cross the chicken? And there you have it, folks. The tragic tale come to life, and now we all know the answer. Withered, thank you so much for coming out onto the show. It's been an absolute blast. And if you wouldn't mind exiting this direction. It's not your final exit unless you're going through this character. Am I right, folks? Now let's take the time. Okay, we got time for one last person before we have to head to the commercials. And up next, it's a crowd favorite. Someone who's been waiting since the time that we put up the show. It's... Ju!
Yo, what's up?
Welcome to the show, Juju. How you doing tonight?
Thank you. I'm doing really good today. I'm about to play a horror game. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's definitely that time of the month for spooky stories. What's a spooky story that you're going to be seeing after the show?
Phasmophobia, honestly.
Ooh, I especially enjoy that one.
Yeah.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts, unless the ghosts are real, in which case we're going to just move away from that for now. But now we don't want to talk about you, Juju. We want to know more about you and your upbringing and what brings you out here tonight. We want to know what it's like working with Legzor, and why are you working on a map dedicated to Sonic's sweaty feet. Can you tell us about that?
Sonic's sweaty feet, you know. Ever since I saw his feet, he would always be running, you know. And like,
goodness gracious,
it's always sweaty.
Yeah, it's what he does.
Yeah. But,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we can't wait to see it this February. Before we get to that, we gotta go through one more question with you here tonight, Juju. And I know Lex has been asking about this one herself, so tell us here tonight. What does Lou smell like?
Honestly, he smells like a blueberry.
And there you have it, folks. Completely understandable, am I right? Juju, it's been an absolute blast having you out on the show. Come on down. Thank you so much for coming out. Give it up for Juju, everybody. Hi, Mom. You caught me just as the curtain was coming down. Sorry. All right, we got to close the curtain here for just a second and thank our sponsors for tonight's show. But after this, we're going to talk to you. Looking to find out when the next show is? Then simply swing on over to our Discord, where we have regular announcements and show times for Pillow Talk. That way you and your friends can come on out and talk about your particular projects. Swing by our Discord. It's Pillow Talk. Don't have a Discord? Gonna find out when the next show is? Then simply swing over to the event button at the side of the stage. Hey there, Nick. We're about to get the show back on. Doc? No, we're... We don't...
I got caught.
And where is the sock?
I live. Right.
And you stay the hell out of my backstage. Some kids? You know how it goes, folks. Sometimes you just gotta shoo the kids off stage. Am I right? Well, let's back on to we've got characters lined up, and up next we've got... Hang on. What's the sound? Hey there, Barry.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. Do you hear that, Barry? There sounds like there's something else going on in the background.
What's up?
Well, hello there.
Doc. What brings you out here? What's going on? And what's with the photo booth going on in the background?
Well, the good old phone booth over there, well, you know, promotions, all that. Anyways, I'm here on terms of finding a specific person. Had you worried? Thing is...
Oh, absolutely.
Hello, everyone. Question. Do you know where the Do you know where the doctor ran off to? Do you know where the doctor ran off to? You know where he ran
Well,
off to?
looks like you're the only doctor in here, Doc.
Well, yes.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'll just get straight to the point. I'm running a show, everyone, you know. 14th Doctor, you know, I'm 15th. He's running a show, you know, in a few days. Basically, after this show, you know, you got the premiere in 10 minutes after this show. Link in the Discord. Anyways, quick question, everyone, just to Foggy himself. Do you know where my Sonic is?
Do you know where my Sonic is? Or iSonic? Could you say that one more time? I can't hear you over your English tones. What was that?
Where's my Sonic screwdriver?
Oh, I certainly wouldn't know where that is. I put my pickles in the fridge. Barry, do you know what he's talking about?
What are
They're
you
not
on
stealing it,
about?
boy. They're not stolen it, eh?
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure your Sonic screwdriver is somewhere totally off the stage and probably back inside that box somewhere. What do you say?
Well, I best go then. Oh, don't worry, I won't be taking that 'cause I've already my ride out of it. See you later.
Toodles. You never know who's going to show up on stage. Am I right, folks? It's great to see you in Amdead. Looking the part this time around. All right. Sorry about that, Barry. Sometimes people just pop in. Barry, we want to know more about you this evening. We hear you've got all sorts of amazing products coming up, including a book dedicated to cooking with only ketchup packets. Can you tell us all about it?
Yeah, ketchup, barbecue too. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Barry, we want to know more about you, the frog eyes that are popping out of your skull. What were some of the things that led to that particular situation happening with you?
Quite cool one day I had to get my dad to give me some money. I was like, I need it for, but I didn't say what I needed it for. Yeah.
And sometimes that's just what it takes, folks. You gotta ask your parents for help on these things. It's completely understandable. Well, Barry, it's been a pleasure having you, but we got time for one last question with you here tonight, Barry. And I've kind of been wondering this myself ever since you came up on stage. Tell us, what kind of Barry are you?
Oh, did you not look at my
And
profile?
there you have it, folks. Hope you wrote it down because we're not going to repeat it. Barry, thank you so much for coming out to the show. It's been a blast. Hopefully we'll see you again next time, and the gate's right over there for you. All right, on to the show. We got all sorts of people lined up to talk to. And up next, we've got a star. Someone we all recognize. It's...
Hello.
Bemo! Or is it Bemo? I'm terribly sorry. I probably
Bemo.
butchered that name.
Bemo.
Bemo, welcome to the show. Bemo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm just playing on Rec Room and it's pretty fun and I'm glad I'm on the show.
We're absolutely glad to have you here, Bemo. We hear that you are also working on a cookbook that's kind of like the opposite of the one we just made. Cooking with only peanut butter is yours in this particular regard. Can you tell us all about that? Is it more of a seasonal book? Is it more of an everyday? Give us an idea of what we're looking at.
So, like, you can peanut butter into lots of things. So, the thing in, for example, in one of my, you can put peanut butter in cheese. It's very nice.
Ooh, controversial, but I love our controversies. So, Bemo, let's talk a little bit here about you and your fabulous mustache. Who you go to in Rec Room in order to get that particular lovely set of curls? Tell us all about it.
So, I had to go to a jungle and get a special bean and grow it.
Interesting stuff. Be on the lookout if you're looking to catch this look this season. Okay, Bemo, we got time for one last question. And I know Kuiper's been asking about this one, but he's too shy to ask. You know how it is. Bemo, tell us here tonight. How much could Will Smith Smith if Will Smith could Smith sense?
52.
And there you have it, folks. A solid answer from a solid lady. Thank you so much for coming out, Bemo. It's been a blast. If you mind exiting this way. All the characters out here tonight will include, but are limited to, our next guest. It's...
There we go. Sorry.
Holy crap.
None other than Ghost. Welcome to the show, Ghost. How you doing tonight?
I am doing pretty good. I am doing well. My show.
I'm doing
How
just fantastic. Ghost, we hear that you have a long running game out there these days, and you want to talk about your last installment, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Tell us all about it. What were some of the ideas that went into this particular part of the series?
I don't really know that. I never watched it, but the thing I am working on, so the things I haven't created yet, I am working on things, helping people, making friends, and that's the point of the game, having fun, basically.
This right here. Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
So,
And Rec Room is all literally about fun. I played this game like 2 years. It was fun. This game is fun. It's all about fun, clearly.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
good.
Can't agree more. So, Ghost,
But the thing,
we want to know more about you.
Like, the thing is about Rec Room, basically, you know how there's, like, boys on this, right? Like,
Interesting.
people being toxic. That's what needs to be fixed. But
This right here.
the community in Rec Room, so we have people in this
Oh, we
world,
certainly have people.
that are nice and nice. But basically,
Absolutely.
people are trying real hard to get their goal. But if you fail, I mean, failing is like the progress.
This
Like,
right
keep
here.
on trying to make it to your goal. Like me, I am trying to make it to level 50 and make more
And you'll
friends.
get there someday. Isn't that right, folks?
And just having a good time and all that. Just having a good time, and
And
that's
that's what it's all about. Give it up for Ghost, everybody. Ghost, thanks so much for coming out on the show. You've been a blast. And if you wouldn't mind exiting this way.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Wait. Have a nice day.
Toodles.
Okay, thank God.
Oh, what a character. Am I right, folks? Up next, it's another character that we've all known and loved. It's someone that we can all relate. It's Fetty. Welcome to the show, Fetty. How you doing tonight?
Good. How about you?
Oh, you know me, out here doing rec as I do. So, Fetty, tell us about this outfit that you got going on. All sorts of mix and matches that you got. Tell us all about it.
Currently we just got finished with our new game, for the Strain contest, and we actually just came up with a new game that we're gonna be doing, recreating an old, horror game from back in 2015.
Ooh, what's the name of the horror game?
I don't want to give out too much information, but you can
Just
see
teasers
the
here
models.
tonight, folks. Just teasers.
In my,
Okay,
you
Fetty.
can see the models in the invention thing in my portfolio.
Ooh, and we'll definitely check that out after the show. All right, let's talk about Fetty. We understand that it is Fetty. It's Fetty right here. But before Fetty was Fetty, we know more about Fetty. Now tell us, you grew up selling used refrigerators out in the Antarctic. How is that translated to working out here in Rec Room? What are some of the lessons learned?
Selling in the Arctic was very cold. I can't say that it was very cold.
Oh, absolutely.
But one day, a polar bear knocked me out, and I was found in an igloo. It was an igloo.
Goodness gracious. We've all been there on Friday nights, am I right, folks? Okay, it's been a blast having you. We got time for one last with you here tonight. And I know Sushi over here has been asking about this one, so please tell us here tonight. Why don't you let your pet lobster have lettuce anymore?
My nurse fish tried to eat it.
Completely understandable. Well, it's Teddy, everybody. Give it up for Ted. Thank you so much for coming out onto the show, Betty. One mind exiting this direction. We'll see you next time, Foddy. You know me, I can never get names right. It's always got to be something. Something about looking at the words and the numbers just keep changing on me. Either way, point is, let's get on the show. Up next, we've got all sorts of characters lined up, and up next, it's... Spooky! Welcome to the show, Spooky. How you doing tonight?
I am doing well. How about you?
Oh, you know me. It's Saturday night, so it's gotta be Pillow Talk. So, Spooky, let's know more about you. We hear that you are the spooks behind the spook tag going on out here at Rec Room. What were some of the ideas that you had going in the rec center and setting up all those awesome decorations?
Well, basically what we're trying to do here is making more decorations like next month. So our theme will be Thanksgiving, of course, and it will be probably starting around like somewhere near Thanksgiving, of course, as you guys may know. But basically, more paintings, more costumes, and yeah, our team is trying our best.
And we can't wait to see what you have planned this Thanksgiving. But Spooky, we want to know more about you. We want to know more about your upbringing. And what was it like selling bicycles to legless children out in the orphanage?
That's a hard question, not gonna lie.
I want to talk about this completely understandable. We're all friends here, am I right, folks? We're not here to press any too hot questions. Sorry about that, Spooks. I didn't know you felt that way about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's all right. Let's move on to another question, something completely unrelated. Spooky, tell us here tonight. We've had all sorts of questions, and only one of them I'm worried about, and I think you know the answer to. Spooky, tell us here tonight. Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo?
Waldo, man, he's everywhere, dude. Like, he's there or here or
Absolutely,
everywhere.
but you've got intel on where he is, and I want it, Spooky. Tell me where he is. Tell me where he is, Spooky. Tell me. Yes. I'm just kidding. You don't know anything. If that was the case, we would be talking in a different room altogether. Isn't that right, folks? All right, Spooks, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Put her there, pal. And if you wouldn't mind exiting this way. We'll see you next time. Man, you'd think a guy named Spooks would know how to handle a spooky situation. But that's all right. Let's move on with the show. Up next, we've got someone that we've all met before, but have never really paid attention to. And that's why we're going to pay attention to him now. It's... Huh? Ah! You get out of here, you! Sorry about that, not Nator. So you're not Nator, then who are you?
No. That's...
Wonderful. It's a pleasure to have you out here on the show. So, tell us, we hear you've got all sorts of things going on these days, but we want to know most about your upcoming passion project. Combine the likes of full contact hockey with chess. Can you tell us all about it?
Well, like basically we wanted to have something like for smarter people who are also fat, but also not fat, so we put hockey and chess together.
Ah, interesting. We can't wait to see the first pawn drop this December. But before we get that, we want to know more about your upbringing. And what was it like trying to grow up with 6 toes? Can you tell us all about that?
Well, I wasn't as good. My brothers had 4 or 5 toes, like not 5 toes, but 4 or 7. So obviously I wasn't the only one out.
Interesting stuff. It's something we can all relate to, am I right, folks? Okay, Nator, we've got time for one question with you here tonight. And I've kind of been wondering this myself, but it kind of leads into our previous question. Plus, just where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
In Texas, obviously.
And there you have it, folks. If you got a bounty on her head worth going for, you head to Texas. Not Nator, thank you so much for coming out onto the show, pal. Put her there. And if you wouldn't mind exiting this way. Mike, you can't be so rigid, my guy. This is stand-up comedy. You gotta be more mobile, more flexible, and you've gotta stop putting that knife in my back, okay, bud? Okay, but enough about Ms. Myers here. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about our next person up.
Oh.
Miss Worm Jr. Welcome to the show, Worm. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, you know me. Just hanging out and asking the questions. So, Miss Worm Jr., it looks like you're a level 5 bard. What kind of school did you spec into for your particular class this season?
Oh, I didn't go to school.
Okay, Miss Worms here. Enough about those jokes. Let's talk about you here for a moment. So, when worms are created, they actually split in half and become even more worms. Tell us, your particular worm went off to be a cyber worm that caused a 22K crash. What are some of your ambitions to make things crash in your future?
Your mom.
Oh, it's okay, Miss Worms Jr. This particular year has been incredibly rough on everyone. Isn't that right, folks? Okay, Miss Worms Jr., we got time for one last question with you tonight, and I've kind of been wondering that myself since you just came out onto the show. Miss Worm Jr., tell us, what's your preferred style of soil to eat in the morning?
Preferably, moist.
And there you have it, folks. If you're looking to eat dirt, eat that moist dirt. Worm Jr., thank you so much for coming onto the show. Put her there, pal. Give it up for Miss Worm Jr. And we'll see you down. Right over here. All sorts of characters coming out here tonight, including my mom. Give it up for my money. Hi, Mom. I didn't clean up my room. Okay, but enough about her. Let's get back over to the show, where we've got another person to talk to. And all sorts of things to ask them. It's...
Who's next?
What?
The first line.
Just any, I don't know.
Can we call up one more person? And it's Lex!
What the fuck?
Welcome to the show, Lex, and not Alt.
Hi!
Welcome to the show, you two.
You like Minecraft? I like Minecraft.
Oh,
I like
absolutely, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Why don't we talk about you two? We hear that you two have been happily married for the past 15 years. What are some of the trials and tribulations the both of you have went through in your musical careers?
Is my penis small when it's like 3? I don't understand why though.
Honor Lex can speak for herself. It's Lex after all, right?
I'm gonna have to say that the most successful way was to not talk to him and do my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, men.
Just like pretend you're not even married.
Absolutely.
Materials. She wants me for my Minecraft materials.
Oh, it always happens, Milo. It always happens. Well, let's move on with the show. Lex, we hear that you have an amazing album coming up, which is going to be combined the likes of Mongolian throat singing with country music. Can you tell us about the trials and tribulations of trying to combine these two musics together?
I mean, throat singing and country, I think there's such a great mix. Why not put them together and make an album?
To create.
You just wait till it comes out.
Okay, we'll wait till it comes out. No need for teasers. We'll just wait for the big drop. Isn't that right, folks? Okay, this one goes out to the two of you. We got one last question here for the both of you tonight. And I know Ghostpad's been talking about this. Lex, not Alt. Wait, hang on a second. If you're not Alt, who are you? Okay, enough about Minecraft then. Let's talk about gear for a moment. Lex, this one goes out to you. And we've been kind of wondering ourselves, but we hear that you used to rent out your molars for people to suck on. Why don't you do that anymore?
I ran out.
And there you have it, folks. Sometimes you just don't run out and they don't grow back. Well, it's been an absolute blowout here on the show. But
everyone, you know, you're asking everyone questions, but I think it's time we ask you a question. Do you know the Muffin Man?
Turning the tables. Absolutely.
Correct.
All right, Lex, take it away.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Oh, absolutely. He's a good friend of mine. He lives down in Drury Lane. One of his favorite types of muffins is actually Raisin Bran, if you can believe that, right? Raisins in a muffin? Ugh. Did you have anything else?
No, that was it. That was it.
Okay, completely understandable. I'll drop your name next time we meet up, and I'll see if we can get you a dozen donuts. How about that? Lex, you've been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
All the time. My goodness. It's a box of dozen donuts from Muffin Man. Oof. Okay, they're burgles, but they're pretty decent, I gotta say. But before we continue